From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Monday, June 20th, 2016. Silver is trading at $17.44 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,284 per ounce. And according to BitcoinAverage.com, the average price of Bitcoin is $750. Antiwar.com reports Iraqi officials continue to claim total victory in the battle for Fallujah, but as with the claims in previous days, the fighting seems far from over, with reports suggesting they only control the southern half of the city and that heavy fighting is ongoing in the north. The only major territory to change hands over the weekend was the central hospital, which was sieged and captured by Iraqi troops. Beyond that, the focus has been on removing mines, a very slow endeavor, with Iraqi officials saying virtually every street has explosives rigged on it. Throughout the Battle of Fallujah, very few of the Islamic State fighters have actually been killed, and many of the estimated 2,000 fighters are still unaccounted for. This suggests that further pushes into the north are going to stir up a hornet's nest with plenty of hornets left. At the very least, tens of thousands of previously trapped civilians have managed to get out of the battle, though between the overt torture of the Shiite militias and the summary detention by the military, a lot are still not actually safe, and aid groups are warning of a humanitarian disaster, the result of attacking forces making few provisions for the massive number of displaced. For nearly 40 years, Roberts & Roberts Brokerage has been a trusted source for buying and selling precious metals like gold and silver. They also take Bitcoin for precious metal purchases and have permanently removed the minimum purchase amount for all orders paid in the digital currency. Call Roberts & Roberts today for knowledgeable advice on buying and selling precious metals and a forward-thinking approach to new technologies. 800-874-9760 or visit online at rrbi.co. UPI reports 6 people were killed and 10 hospitalized in a crash involving a van and a car on Interstate 95 in Virginia on Saturday. Virginia State Police said the crash occurred just after midnight Saturday on northbound I-95 in Caroline County, about 80 miles south of Washington, D.C., and 50 miles north of Richmond. A 1998 Dodge van carrying 16 people lost control and traveled across 2 lanes on the interstate, crashing into a 2016 Toyota Camry and overturning 5 to 6 times. 6 of the passengers in the van died, and the van's other 10 occupants, including the driver, were taken to Mary Washington Hospital and Spotsylvania Regional Hospital with serious injuries. The car's driver was not injured, and none of the van's occupants were wearing seatbelts, according to police. Are you an advocate for free market money? Do you promote Bitcoin as an alternative in a fiat-centric world? Then you need Spend-A-Bit in your arsenal, the search engine for things you can buy with Bitcoin. Spend-A-Bit aggregates millions of products from thousands of Bitcoin-enabled merchants. Keep your money in the free economy. Visit spendabit.co today. Spendabit.co. Reuters reports the U.S. Supreme Court is heading into its home stretch with major rulings due by the end of the month on President Barack Obama's unilateral immigration plan, racial preferences in university admissions, and a restrictive Texas abortion law. Producing decisive victories has been complicated by the fact that the court has been down one justice since conservative Antonin Scalia died in February. The justices are also set to rule on whether to overturn former Republican Virginia Governor Robert McDonald's 2014 corruption conviction, one of the 13 cases yet to be decided. The court appeared divided along ideological lines when it heard arguments on April 18th over whether Obama exceeded his constitutional powers in bypassing the Republican-led Congress with a 2014 plan to spare millions of immigrants in the country illegally from deportation and give them work permits. 26 states, led by Republican-governed Texas, brought that lawsuit. A 4-4 ruling, which appeared to be one possibility after the arguments, would deal Obama a huge defeat because it would affirm a lower court ruling invalidating the plan. Split rulings do not set nationwide legal precedents, however, but a 4-4 decision would effectively kill Obama's immigration plan. The court also seemed split along ideological lines during March 2nd arguments in a challenge to a Texas abortion law brought by abortion providers backed by the Obama administration. A 4-4 ruling in that case would deliver a victory to Texas because it would affirm a lower court ruling upholding the law. However, there cannot be a 4-4 split ruling in a challenge by a white woman enlisted by a conservative legal activist to a University of Texas student admission policy giving preference to racial minorities in a program aimed at fostering campus racial diversity because only 7 justices heard that case. This has been FPP Radio News, online at fppradio.com.